Imagine leading an army with almost no food, very little ammunition, and almost no hope of victory, yet becoming the man who changed the course of history forever. This is the remarkable story of George Washington, the man who became the first president of the United States and earned the title, the father of his country. But long before he became a national hero, George Washington was simply a young boy growing up in the British colony of Virginia. George Washington was born on February 22, 1732 in Westmoreland County, Virginia. He was the eldest son of Augustine Washington and Mary Ball Washington. His family owned a successful tobacco plantation, and from an early age, George learned the importance of discipline, honesty, responsibility, and hard work. These values would shape his character for the rest of his life. When George was just 11 years old, tragedy struck. His father passed away, leaving the family with great responsibilities. Unlike many wealthy young men of his time, George never attended college. Instead, he educated himself through books, observation, and practical experience. His determination to keep learning helped him develop into an intelligent and capable young man. As a teenager, George discovered a natural talent for mathematics and land surveying. At only 16 years old, he began traveling through the rugged wilderness of Virginia, mapping forests, rivers, and mountains. The work was physically demanding and often dangerous, but it taught him confidence, leadership, and survival skills. These adventures also introduced him to the vast frontier that would later become an important part of the young nation. By his early 20s, Washington had earned a strong reputation as a skilled surveyor and respected landowner. His leadership qualities soon attracted the attention of Virginia's colonial government, opening the door to a military career. During the French and Indian War, George Washington served as a young officer in the Virginia militia. Although he faced difficult challenges and made mistakes early in his service, he demonstrated extraordinary courage under fire. He survived several fierce battles and gained valuable military experience that would prepare him for an even greater challenge. At the time, no one could have imagined that this young officer would one day lead a revolution, defeat the world's most powerful empire, and become the first president of a brand new nation called the United States of America. By 1775, the relationship between the American colonies and Great Britain had completely fallen apart. The colonies demanded freedom, while Britain tightened its control. War was no longer avoidable. Recognizing George Washington's courage and military experience, the Second Continental Congress appointed him Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army on June 15, 1775. It was an enormous responsibility. His army was poorly trained, lacked supplies, and was greatly outnumbered by the powerful British forces. Yet Washington never lost faith in his soldiers or in the dream of an independent America. One of the most legendary moments of the Revolution came on the icy night of December 25, 1776. Washington led his exhausted troops across the frozen Delaware River and launched a surprise attack on the Hessian forces at Trenton. The victory shocked the British and restored hope to the American cause. The war continued for several difficult years, but Washington's patience, determination, and leadership kept the Continental Army united. In 1781, with the support of French troops and the French Navy, Washington surrounded the British Army at Yorktown. On October 19th, British General Charles Cornwallis surrendered, marking the victory that secured American independence. After the war, many people believed Washington should become king. Instead, he did something extraordinary. He resigned from the army and returned home, proving that true leadership was about serving the people, not holding unlimited power. In 1789, George Washington was unanimously elected as the first president of the United States. During his 2 terms, he helped establish the new federal government, created the first presidential cabinet, strengthened the nation's economy, and set many traditions that future presidents would follow. His decision to step down after 2 terms became one of the greatest examples of the peaceful transfer of power in modern history. George Washington retired to his beloved home at Mount Vernon, where he spent his final years. On December 14th, 1799, he passed away at the age of 67 after a severe throat infection. Americans mourned the loss of the man who had led them to freedom and helped build a new nation. Today, more than 2 centuries later, George Washington remains one of the most admired leaders in history. He was more than America's first president. He was the leader who united a divided people, won a revolution against impossible odds, and laid the foundation of a nation that would shape the modern world. His legacy continues to inspire generations, reminding us that true greatness comes from courage, integrity, sacrifice, and an unwavering commitment to freedom.